Hi, welcome back. So today we are working on a Lennox package rooftop unit. The customer is saying it's not heating and it's a minus 15 degrees Celsius outside. And let's see. I can check I can see the power has been turned off. And okay. Let's open up the unit and see what is going on here. Okay, so as I opened the unit and I found the the blower motor has been taken out, and these are the clamps. So looks like they called some other contractor, and I don't know what happened here. And I can see the rollout switch is lying there. It has been replaced, and yeah. So definitely they need a motor because the older motor is not there. So before quoting the customer a new motor, so I just want to make sure if it is running, if it is firing, and we do not need any surprises when we come back with the motor. So I just want to make sure the heating is working. Okay, so my jumper is between R to W1, and so it looks like this transformer between 575 to 24 volt has been replaced. And look at those wires. Those are just hanging around. So if they are like not in use, they should have been like capped with a wire net. I just have to make sure if they have been connected properly, and then we'll turn on the unit. Okay, so I checked the wire has been connected correctly, and those are just hanging wire. They are just option for the different type of voltage input. So but they should have capped it. Okay, so my jumper is in, and these are the power for the blower motor. So I make sure it's not touching the metal. And okay, let's turn on. Oh, nothing. So let me check with my multimeter if the power is coming or the breaker has been turned off. Okay, my multimeter is in voltage setting, and we're gonna check on the top side of the contactor with our lead. Wow, 597. Oh. Between L1 and L2 is showing 2.7. And between line 1 and line 3, 598. One more time. Yes, 2.7 between line 1 and line 2. So looks like the one of the fuse has been blown. So I have to go and check the main disconnect switch, indoor disconnect switch. Okay, so this one was the issue, the first one. So I have replaced it. Okay, so I have replaced the burn fuse and test one more time. Power is on. My hanging wires are not touching. Okay, so motor is running. We have proper LED blinking. So if we have proper ignition, then we need a new motor. So this unit is 575 3-phase. Yes, 3-phase. But if we see here, okay, so the unit fired up properly. So let's turn off the power first. Okay, if we see the label here, it says evaporator motor. So first thing first, we need to check the voltage. This is the incoming voltage, 575, three phase, yes. And our motor, the burn motor, is the evaporator motor, which is 0.75 HP, but they haven't mentioned the voltage. So for this one, we have to check the electrical, if there is any additional transformer, which is there. So this is the transformer I'm talking about, so which transmits the power for condenser fan motor, I think, and the blower motor, because this is input voltage is or primary winding voltage is 575, and the secondary winding voltage is 460. If you see here, yeah, it says 460 volt. So we need a blower motor of 460 volt and single phase and 0.75 HP. So we'll come back with a new motor and replace it. Okay, so this is the new motor. It says 460 volt and 3/4 HP and 1075 RPM. And just to make sure, so I'm gonna put my multimeter between these two wires and check if we are receiving 460 volt. Okay, so I just wanna double check our input power supply for the blower. So I have connected my multimeter between these two leads, which are the incoming power supply for the blower, and I have jumped between R to G. And let's turn on the power. Okay, so this compressor is running on when I jump between R to G, but we have a proper 460 voltage. Okay, let's turn off the power and change the motor. Okay, first thing first, so I have turned off the main disconnect switch, but I just want to verify the incoming voltage since we are working on electrical side. So between these two, 0, L1, L2, 0, L1 and L3, 0. I'm also gonna check between every phase 2 ground, and then we will start finishing the motor. Okay, for the wiring connection, we have to check the label here, and we can see this has 3 wire coming out, 2 purple wire for the capacitor and 1 orange wire, and there are some additional connection here for low, high and common. So since we are only having 2 wire and the yellow wire is line and orange is common, how can we identify this? From here, so this is the contactor for blower, and at the lower end you can see the yellow wire. So this is the same yellow wire coming here. So since it is going through the contactor, so we can assume it's a line voltage, and this is the common. And as per this wiring diagram, it says here, okay, so purple capacitor, and I'm gonna connect with the high, so common and high, and for low if you want to, or leave the low. So this is a little bit confusing, this orange wire where it will go, because we can simply connect between here common and high, these 2 wire. And to make that sure, I have to check the wiring diagram, and this is the wiring diagram here, and this is the high connection here, so we're gonna connect it as a high. So it says line 1, okay, so line common and through the contactor, this is high, and for low is blank, and the orange, yeah, this is the orange what I was confusing with. So the orange is not connecting anywhere, so just two connections, common and high. So that's it. So let's assemble the motor. Okay, very much important, the direction rotation. So this is pointing out this way, and our motor is also pointing out this way, so our motor will go in this side, which is normal. Okay, our motor is in, and then these are the connection where we're gonna connect our wire. And the space between the blower wheel and the housing is equal from both sides, and it's not touching anywhere. Okay, let's mount this whole assembly on the blower section. Okay, so I have installed the motor housing and it's free. Everything is looking great. So I have jumped between R to W1. So let's give it a try. Okay, our venter motor is running. It's very silent, and I think it's running on low speed. These are the lowest connection on. So I also have replaced the capacitors, so that's a common sense. Whenever we are changing any kind of motor, if it is a single phase, then we are supposed to replace the capacitor too. So waiting for the ignition. Ignition, so let's check if we are good on the blower. So it's gonna suck all the exhaust gas into it. Yeah, see? Okay, so it's running. Yeah, it's running on right direction, like this way. Okay, so we are good. So in this case we didn't know, because the previous contractor took off the motor and we didn't know what kind of voltage was on the motor. So simply we just checked our wire diagram and our electrical section. So I found a big transformer which was for 460 volt, and so that's how I got to know that the motor need 460 voltage, because if we call the Lennox, they had always three option voltage motors. So first one is the 575 single phase, second one is 460, which is very rare on the new unit, and the third one is 230 volt, so which is more often we found. So this was having a 460 volt. So this is very, very important to check before ordering the part. So that's it for today. See you next time.